Good evening, Kitten Brigade. Insane Kitten here, and we are back for yet even some more Steins Gate, My Darling's Embrace. I keep saying this, but I'm hoping that this will be the last run. I feel it. I feel it. Getting close to finishing. At least this is the last route, so. I thought I would be able to finish it in the last stream, but I underestimated how long this route might be. Or that the possibility that the last route would be the longest, possibly. Is there sound? Oh. No. Actually, I don't really know what difference the quick load is. Excuse me. Yes, she repeats it. I love that line that she did there. I was hoping that it would replay it. So, little context here, Mayuri is, I guess, selling vegetables at a vegetable grocer or grocery shop thing. It's like a mom and pop grocery shop. We tended the store for the next 2 or so hours. 80% of the ladies who came to the store said, "Oh, Rintaro-chan, you finally got married." And this is after he had told Mayuri he didn't want people to get the wrong idea. One of them even looked at Mayuri and cried, "I always knew the two of you would wind up together." Whatever that means. When we were finally released from our duty, I was spent. Mayuri looked tired too, but she smiled at me and said, "One of my dreams came true." Aww. Pretending to run a grocery store is a pretty easy dream to grant. When I told her that, she just laughed at me. It was cute. Mayuri had a late lunch at Kitchen Kijiro, and when we arrived at Lalad, everyone except Lukako was there. He texted me earlier and told me he was really busy preparing for tomorrow's festival, though, so that was unsurprising. I'm gonna enjoy the music a little more today. I know, I'm very fickle with the volumes. I stopped a hyperactive Ferris with my right hand. What is this? I did everything in my power to keep the details of the shoot under wraps. Moeka should be the only one who knows. Shining finger, you backstabber! I'll see you in court. But when I look at her with fire in my eyes, Moeka simply shook her head. I haven't said anything. Weird face. Moeka. Then who told them? I might need to tweak the voice a little bit. I figured it was Mayuri. Sup, Sin? How you doing, man? I know, FBI. Damn it! Come to think of it, I never explicitly told her not to tell anyone.
いや別に構わんぞ。こ
Nice to see you. How you doing? I like how he just passes it off like it's nothing, even though he went through all the trouble of telling Moeka not to say anything. But yeah, that's right. She was like, I have all these I have all these friends who would be the only ones who see this picture on this phone, and he's like, no, don't do it. Yeah, he's kind of like what you would call a chunibyo, so he kind of like has like this chunibyo is like a description as a 8th grade syndrome, so like he has like delusions of grandeur and has like backstories for himself, so that's where that laugh kind of comes from, the mad scientist laugh. Well, I can't unring that bell. At least all the photos will show are my hand and back. That's not- you're a meanie, that's not fair, Okabe-kun. You're so nice to Sheena-san. I'm jealous. Moeka. I know nothing about anime things. I've only ever seen Darker Than Black and Ghost in the Shell. I think Darker Than Black is supposed to be good. I never actually finished watching that one. I think I started to and then I never finished it. Ghost in the Shell is good too. The movie or the TV series? The movie is awesome. The TV series is pretty good too. Although I don't really remember the TV series as well as the movie. Movie is definitely like something that's like a must watch as an anime fan. You were just staring, weren't you, Moeka? Sort of a grudge holding type, aren't you, Finger? Oh, there's something I need the two of you to confirm for me today, Moeka. Well, whatever. I'm a fan of the whole Laughing Man story. Oh, okay. In Ghost in the Shell. Okay, so you're talking about the TV series then. Okay. Yeah, the animated movie was quite different feeling from like the TV series, but it's still good. I can't think of the name of the series. Laughing Man story. Isn't that in the Ghost in the Shell? I thought that was Ghost in the Shell. They had a Laughing Man plot in it. Ghost in the Shell, Laughing Man. Yeah, that's in Ghost in the Shell, the Laughing Man. You're thinking of this thing, aren't you? Or this one? Or the name of the Ghost in the Shell series is, what is it called? There's like a proper name for it. Standalone Complex, I think. Yeah, Standalone Complex is probably the one that you're thinking of, or it's probably the one that you watched because it has the Laughing Man series in it. Yeah, Standalone Complex is like the subtitle for the for Ghost in the Shell. The fact that I couldn't remember that is a joke. It's a banner on my damn car. The Standalone Complex. For someone who's not really a weeb, you got some weeby behaviors there with the banner on your car. Banner isn't like a sticker or something? So do you not watch like anime just for lack of like interest, or just don't know where to start? Something we need to confirm? As I was wondering this, Moeka pulled out a USB memory stick out of her pocket. It was about a pinky size and had a keyring attached to it for an easier grip. Yeah, but no one knows what it means. I'm very picky. Oh, okay. No one knows what it means except for any like anime fans. Any true weeb. And then they'll look at it and they'll probably think that you're a weeb, but little do they know that's like the only second series you've ever watched in your entire life. I guess it's not super uncommon for people to only like watch 1 or 2 series. I don't know what it is, but I interrupt Daru's web surfing and hand it to him.
お？何これ？
指圧師からだ。見てほしいらしい。
For someone who's very picky, it's still kind of odd to me that you've only watched like 2 anime series. It also says on my Valve cover, Hanka Robotics Public Security Section 9. Oh yeah, that's totally like a... See, I knew about Section 9. Section 9 is a Ghost in the Shell thing. I would have known... I think I would have known Standalone Complex too if I saw it. Depends. Like, maybe it depends on the context too. It's like if I saw it and the words looked kind of off to me. Who knows? Daru inserted the USB memory into his computer and a folder popped up on screen. A folder containing a bunch of photos. They were named Photo A01, Photo A02, and so on. Kurisu was the first to realize what they were.
もしかして昨日撮影したっていう写真じゃないの？
何？そうなのか？
I turned to Moeka for confirmation and she nodded.
サイトに使いたい写真。編集部でセレクトしたの。確認してほしい。いや、見たい。
Everyone gathers around the computer and Daru prepared to click the first photo.
ちょっと待って。みんなに見られたら恥ずかしいのです。
Mayuri tries to cover the screen, but the gentleman perv, Daru, interjects.
むふー。秘密の写真を無理やりさらされる眉氏の姫。できればもう少し涙声でお願いします。
Oh my god.
変態は死ね。ねえ、桐生さん、別に変な写真じゃないんでしょ？うん。とっても綺麗だと思う。ならいいじゃない、まより。そうだにゃ、見せてほしいにゃ。でも。
Mayuri was protesting, but she also snuck a glance at the PC screen. I think Moeka saying they're really beautiful has her curious.
隠しても意味ないにゃ。どのみちサイトが出来上がればみんなに見ら
She
れて
has
し
the
まうにゃ。
point. They're going to be published. Mayuri thought this over for a bit, but she gave up or fell to her curiosity to see the pictures. She moved away from the computer. I posted a pic in the Discord if you want to check it out later. Oh, okay, sure. That's cool. Like a picture of your car. Your weeb car. I'm also curious as to how our shots turned out. I take an interested look at the screen.
それじゃ、眉氏の秘蔵写真を見てみるお。
Yeah, okay. I can also I can recommend some series to you if you're interested in like watching more of like say Ghost in the Shell, stuff like that. I think yeah, sometimes I think it's a matter of just finding series that like actually, you know, resonate with you. That's why some people might not take to anime. Howdy, sup Cass. Because yeah, like with anime is like there's so many different like genres and stuff. Like it can be kind of tough to find stuff. Okay, I am, but I like the kind of heavier, darker, serious stuff. Yeah, I figured because you like Ghost in the Shell and Darker Than Black. Darker Than Black. Like, come on, you might enjoy stuff like Black Lagoon. That's a little bit older. I haven't finished that one myself. You might also enjoy Psychopass. That's kind of like cyberpunky, dystopian, futuristic kind of stuff. Just relaxing house of game. It's good. I'm hoping that we'll finish it. I'm just gonna take my time with it. Yeah. I'm hoping it's not gonna be like over 5-6 hours worth of this route, but we'll see. And Voltron, but I watched that religiously when I was 4 and it was on TV. Okay. I never watched Voltron. Voltron's like kind of like a Power Ranger-y type series, is it? I watched a little bit, like very little bits of like the reboot version that was on Netflix, I think. It seemed kind of interesting. Hopefully not, yeah. Because like I feel like we've put in like maybe 5-6 hours, I think. Maybe 7 hours into Mayuri's route. Gonna lurk while I eat. Alrighty, that's cool. But yeah. Enjoy your lurk and your food, Cass. Daru clicked a file and the photo expanded onto the screen. Whoa, let's see the picture. It popped up. Thank you, I will try. Oh, what do you mean you'll try? Are you not feeling well, Cass? Everyone was awestruck by what they saw. I'd seen Mayuri like this in person yesterday, but I must admit, even I was stunned into silence. Standing in the light of the carousel, Mayuri looked almost fairy-like in her dress. On her face, she wore a cute smile. Her eyes, narrowed by her smile, were glistening as they reflected the sparkling lights. Her skin looked as smooth as fine china, and her cheeks were a cherry blossom pink. Her glossed lips were similarly floral, looking like a small bud of a rose.
いいじゃないマユリ。
マユシ間違いなくブレイクの予感。
そんなことないよ。プロの人がメイクしてくれてね、綺麗に撮ってくれたからだよ。
Everyone praised Mayuri as she blushed and wiggled.
ダルニャン、次見せて次。
オッケーだお。
Daru clicked onto the next file.
うわ、これもいいじゃない。
I like how the picture doesn't change.
これならフェイリスの正当な後継者として妖精界の女王の座を譲ることができそうにゃ。
With each new file Daru clicked, Mayuri's beautiful image danced across the screen. The lab mems oohed, ahed, and cheered. But every time she was praised, Mayuri would writhe around and make uncomfortable noises like fwa or new.
ん？ここからファイル名がちょっと変わるな。なんなん？
They're named Photo B01, Photo B02, and so on.
シチュエーション部。
ああ、そういうこと。
早く見せてよ、橋田。
Sup,
ポチッとな。
CT863. How you doing, man? Are you new here? I don't think you are. No, you're not here. You've been following for a little bit. This is a visual novel. You're alive. That's good to know. That'd be really weird if you were like dead and you were like talking in my chat. I'd be like, how are you doing that? Ghost of the machine, or Ghost in the Shell. I was gonna say if Sin is still here, I highly recommend you try Ghost in the Shell, the movie. The movie is like quite different looking wise from the TV series standalone complex, but you might enjoy that one. Animation is just top notch in that one too. I believe also the movie came out before the TV series too. Oh, I've seen every Ghost in the Shell. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Because you mentioned you'd seen like 2 series. Or I guess maybe it's the same thing where I was talking with someone else. They were like, I've seen these 2 series. And I'm like, oh, you've only ever watched those? Like, oh, but I've also watched these movies. I'm like, doesn't that count? Standalone is just my favorite. Oh, okay, I see. I don't think I've watched all of like the Ghost in the Shell like series, like all the other TV series or OVAs or whatever has popped up. I'm only really familiar with like the standalone complex one and the movie. I should look into that. The ladies in Daru opened their eyes wide. 1 beat later, the blood drained from my face and I screamed. I screamed.
NANI?!
On the merry-go-round, on the screen, I saw Mayuri smiling and myself accompanying her in a tuxedo. Shining finger, what have you done? This isn't what you told me. I'm not obscured in this picture at all. They probably thought he looked better, not just with his back, so.
いやいやいや、
That's great.
このままでは期間に消されるぞ。
Okay, then you've already beat me to the punch then, having already seen the movie. As I drew near Moika, I heard a few assorted comments from the lab mems. Kurisu sounds stunned.
かっこいいにゃ。
Wow.
本当に岡部倫太郎なの？
偽物だ。僕は認めない。こんなの僕と同類のオカリンじゃないよ。
同類って何の同類だ？
あんたさ、普段からこう
Why
してれ
don't
ばいい
you
の
look
に。
like this all the time? This is the best line ever.
そうしたらもっと女性から親近感を持たれると思うな。
Yes, I screenshotted that line. I've never been praised for my appearance before, so I have no idea how to respond here.
他にもあるのかにゃ、二人の写真。ここからここまで。
勘弁してくれ。
Having hit my limit, I walked away from the computer, slumped onto the couch, and put my head in my hands. I say that to myself, never. This one? I have never been praised for my appearance before, so I have no idea how to respond here. Or this line. Why don't you look like this all the time? Kick them in the knee. That'll stop them. Poor Okabe. My god. Are these happy photos of me going to be seen by the general public? Is this how the world will see the mad scientist who will plunge it into chaos? Oh yes, why don't I look like this? Wait, I don't know what that means for you if you're saying that to yourself. Why don't you look like this all the time? Oh, okay, I see you. You're self-deprecating there. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I can't say that I say this to myself either. While I was soaking in my agony on the couch, the lab moms kept chirping over the photos. In spite of my internal exhortations for the computer to break down and for the data to be erased, the PC continued displaying the pictures without a hitch.
この写真もそうだけど、どれもまゆりの表情がいいのよね。
可愛いんだけど、なんかちょっとだけ色っぽいにゃ。
It was funny though. It wasn't him saying that to himself. It was Kurisu, one of the girls, saying that to him. So I found that hilarious. Like, why can't you look like this all the time? And then they all go on to say like, you'd be like more popular with the women.
驚いたよ。椎名まゆりにこんな顔ができるとは想像もしてなかった。
やばいっす。ロリでちょいエロは無敵っす。
みんなもういいでしょ。次の写真に行こうよ。
Mayuri couldn't stand having her photos put under the microscope and wanted to move on to the next one. But Farrah seemed to love being able to tease Mayuri like this. She had a look in her eye like a cat playing with a toy.
まゆし、フェイリスは思うのにゃ。何？
Farrah extends her finger and points it directly at Mayuri's nose.
これは恋する女の子の顔だにゃ。
Ferris's accusation made Mayuri jump. She blushed all the way to the tips of her ears.
おいこらフェイリス、あんまりマユリを困らせるな。
にゅふ。
Oops. Ferris looked back at me and the edges of her lips turned up. It really made her look like a cat. She slowly points her accusing finger in my direction.
なんだ。
この写真、まゆしを見つめる京馬の顔も恋をしてるにゃ。
Mayuri jumped once again.
ふにゃー、フェイリスの聖なる任務は失敗だにゃ。天上界に持ち帰らなくちゃいけない京馬の魂を先にマユシに奪われてしまったのにゃ。
オカリンのくせに生意気だ。リア充爆発しろ。
岡部のくせに生意気だ。リア充爆発しろ。
She copied him too.
岡部のくせに生意気だ。リア充爆発しろ。
Dado and Kurisu spoke simultaneously.
お前らいい加減にするがいい。俺はカオスより生まれた呪われし地平の創造主だ。愛だの恋だのと 下船な感情は持ち合わせておらんわ。
ねえまゆり、悪いこと言わないからこんなのやめた方がいいわよ。中二病がうつるから。
聞こえよがしに不愉快のことを言うな。
Where is his chin? Who are you talking about,
まゆ
Daru?
りも本気で悩むなよ。
Who are you talking about? I can't bring up the picture again, unfortunately. I can only play the voices. Having heard enough of this nonsense, I stood up from the couch. I put my wallet in my pocket and headed for the exit. Was it... Daru is a big guy. He's like a big guy with a hat. Dude with a big... Okay, that's Daru. He's a big dude. I guess maybe he has a double chin. I don't know.
おいシアツシ、
I have no
写
explanation.
真の確認なんて今すぐやらんでもいいんだろ。
He's a big guy.
できれば今週中。
じゃあ俺は後でやるからな。
After I confirmed that with Moika, I exited the lab saying I needed to get something at the convenience store.
それじゃあそろそろ帰るわね。
ルカニャンの神社のお祭りって一回ここに集合してからみんなで行くのかにゃ。
ああ、それがいいだろう。
楽しみだな。私初めてなんだよね、お祭り。
Hold on, I gotta deal with my cat. The cat ears person's attire reminds me of the 1300s for some reason, and I don't know how to feel about that. Really? 1300s? Why? I don't know what about her appearance comes off as 1300. Okay, I gotta deal with something. The cats are like picking at something in my room. What do you... Hold on. Okay, I'm back. They were playing with some weird wooden toy thing. I had to take it away from them. It was too noisy. Okay, there's like no music. It's so silent.
私も
Kurisu slowly opened the door and stepped outside. Ferris, Suzuha, and Moika followed. Wait, are they going to the festival? Okay, tomorrow. Oh, they're going home.
まゆり起こさなくて。
ああ、いろいろあって疲れたんだろう。終電前には起こしてやるから大丈夫だ。
But yeah, I'm not really familiar with like the 1300s, so I don't know what their fashion sense is like during that time. So I'm not sure how the ear, is it the ears or is it her dress? Her dress kind of strikes me as more kind of modernish style, but yeah. Their clothes didn't look like that. Like the way she's dressed? So like what, is it her ears or is it her dress that reminds you? I don't know. Her dress looks just like a modern frilly dress to me. I don't know. I always think it's like older fashion clothing from like older centuries as more modest. There's more cover up, so Mayuri is asleep, breathing calmly on the couch. She looks comfortable there that I'd feel sorry to wake her up.
あんた襲ったらダメよ。
襲うか。誰もいるんだ。そんなことできんだろ。
I tilt my head in the direction of the development room. I can hear the sound of pages turning and a lecherous chuckle behind the curtain. He must be reading the Daojin manga he got at Komima. He told me that he can't read it when Ferris-tan is around, so they're most likely of the risque variety.
それじゃあまた明日にゃ。今日な。
Lol.
ああ、またな。
The ladies descended the stairs and set off back to their respective homes.
さてと。
I sit down in front of the computer. I made sure that Daru was occupied with the Daojins, then I inserted the USB into the computer and opened the photo folder. I couldn't really get a look at them earlier because everyone was so worked up, but every photo really did look amazing. In one photo, Mayuri might be smiling broadly like a little girl, but she'd be giving a subtle, mature smile in the next. I don't think I'd seen such a range of emotions in the time that I'd known her. I lost myself in the photos, and time started passing me by. That sounds a little lewd. That he spent time looking at her photos. I know he's probably more innocent. Once I finish looking at all the photos, I stretch out. All of them look great, but I appeared in way more of them than I thought I would.
騙したなしやつしめ。こんなことなら、もっとバイト代を踏んだくっておけばよかった。
Yeah, they promised that he would only have his back viewed in the photos, so you'd think he would ask for more money. Have a good night. I gotta try and get to sleep at a normal person hour for once. Alrighty, man. That sounds good. 10:30 is kind of early, but I understand. I gotta try and fix my sleeping habits too. I'm sure streaming late is helping with that. My eyes aching from staring at the screen for so long, I stood up to get some Dr. P. It's 1:48. Oh, that's right. Sorry. For some reason, I thought you were same time zone because it's like only 10:40 here. I mean, it's still late-ish. Late-ish. Good night, person. Good night. Yeah, 1:40 is pretty late, man. Hold on, I'm just checking something here. But a glance at the clock hit me like a punch to the gut. How is it this late already? I guess I really got engrossed in those photos.
おい、マユリ。そろそろ12時だぞ。帰る支度しろ。
I got close to her and gently shook her shoulder.
ほら、起きろというのに。
毎日ダメ。眠い。
電車なくなっちまうぞ。
Mayuri curled up on the sofa, holding her legs in her arms. She calmly exhaled and went back to sleep. I shook her shoulder a little more strongly this time.
おい、マユリ。ここに泊まっていってもいいが。だったら家に電話しろ。明日お墓参りなんだろ。
そうだね。
Mayuri took her phone out of her bag and sleepily dialed her home number into it. She tells her parents that she's going to stay the night in the lab. The moment she ends the call, she falls back asleep, the phone still in her hand.
たくしょうがないやつだな。
She's still a kid, I smiled wryly as I took her phone from her hand and placed it back in her bag. Inside the bag, I caught sight of Robo Maishi, looking almost complete. The sound of Mayuri's breathing makes me sleepy. I pop my head into the development room to chat with Daru before bed.
おい、ダル。俺もちょっと寝る。もしも帰るんなら鍵をかけていけよ。
ああ。
Daru was too engrossed in his doujinshi to do any more than grunt. I sat next to Mayuri, leaned back on the couch, and closed my eyes. Little by little, the rhythm of Mayuri's breathing and my own began to sync up. As it did, I was lulled into a calm sleep. Nightmare time? Weird seduction nightmare thing. Wait, someone's having a shower again. The distant sound of the shower had woken me up. I rubbed my eyes and looked at the clock, 3 a.m. I'd planned on just taking a nap, but I guess I actually fell asleep for a while. I turned my head toward the shower room. Under the patter of the shower, I can hear Mayuri's breathing. She must be the one showering. Then, where could Daru be? When I looked over at the development room, the lights were off. He must have gone home. Wait. I was overwhelmed by a feeling of déjà vu. I remembered this situation. I've done this before. That's right. This is the curious dream I had last night. The one where Mayuri was wearing her bikini in the shower for some reason and then comes on to me. It's completely baffling. I returned my gaze to the shower room again. Unlike my dream, the curtains closed and there's no way that she'd show up in her bikini. Why is he horny? No, he had like a weird dream where she like comes on to him and he's all like flustered about it. I guess, you know, because he's trying to deny his feelings for her, right? Because childhood friend and everything. I wanted to turn up the sound of the ambient noise. There we go. Ugh, this is so stupid. I managed to push that tenacious image from my mind and lean back on the couch. That sounds like a dream to me. Damn wet dreams. It's the middle of the night, Daru's not here, and I've got nothing to do. I closed my eyes to try and get back to sleep. With my eyes closed, I'm unable to focus on anything but the sound of the shower, and something she said to me in the dream came back to me like a refrain.
マユシーはね、ずっと思ってたんだよ。オカリンがマユシーのこと好きになってくれないかなって、マユシーのこと抱いてくれないかなって。
Yeah, it's a pretty horny dream. I tried to shake the voice out of my head. My heart began to pound a little bit faster. That's enough, Hyo and Kyoma. Think about something else, anything else. But the human brain is a fascinating thing. The more I tell myself to think about something else, the harder it gets to do so. Mayuri having fun at the photo shoot at the park. Mayuri saving my life in the pool. I think at the way Mayuri expresses herself, see her face over and over in different ways. The shower stopped and I heard the person in the shower coming out. Drying their body with the towel, getting dressed, it all sounds sensual. If Daru steps out of the shower, I'll have a funny story to tell. I think before I hear Mayuri quietly sigh. Okay, slow down. Why do I feel so nervous about this? Mayuri's taking tons of showers at our lab, so why do I feel like a puberty-stricken middle schooler now? Once she had finished dressing, the curtain opened and Mayuri stepped out. Unsure of how to respond to this, I quickly pretended to be asleep. If I opened my eyes right now, Mayuri's so sensitive that she would feel bad about waking me up. Better to just fake it. Besides, I feel kind of guilty for having such dirty thoughts. I hear Mayuri quietly walking around the lab. The smell of her shampoo and body wash tickles my nose. In what I presume was an attempt to not wake me up, Mayuri slowly opened the door of the fridge, took out some barley tea, poured it into a glass, and drank it. She sighed and walked over to me. Then she sat down right beside me. She stayed still for a moment. Then she rustled around in her bag and took something out. I very slightly opened my eyes to see her holding Robo Mayushi in one hand and the sewing needle in the other. It's almost complete, so she must be putting the finishing touches on it. She kept sewing Robo Mayushi's clothes for a while. Then she sighed and spoke aloud. She put down her sewing implements and raised Robo Mayushi to eye level. She's probably checking for any problems. Mayuri muttered to herself contentedly, then placed her handcrafted doppelganger on the table. The next moment, she turned to me. I closed my eyes in a panic. That was close, but somehow I don't think she noticed. I try not to move a muscle as Mayuri stares at me, or at least, I think she's staring at me. For a long time I don't hear anything but the sounds of her breathing. long is this going to last? Tired of pretending to be asleep, I started planning how I could pretend to wake up. First, I'll start moving like I'm about to wake up, then open my eyes and mumble, "Oh, what is it, Mayuri?" Yep, this is perfect. Let's do this. But before, just as I was about to enact my brilliant wake-up plan, Mayuri started talking.
ルカ君の神社のお祭り。まゆし、本当は行きたかったな。おかりんと一緒に。行きたかったな。
She spoke so quietly I could barely hear her, but her words quietly hit my ears.
昔はよく一緒にお祭りを見に行ったよね。あれは岸魔神様のお祭りだったかな。旗菓子、あんず飴、金魚すくい、水風船、みんな大好きだったよ。あとね、おかりんが射的で取ってくれたお人形、実はね、まだ持ってるんだ。で、まゆしーの宝物なのです。
Wait, what is it? Oh, a doll. She stopped talking for a while. After the silence, the tone of her voice had changed slightly.
だけどね、お祭りは人がいっぱいいて、まゆしーはいっつも迷子になっちゃったよね。それで、一人で泣いてると、必ずおかりんが見つけてくれた。泣いてるまゆしーの手を引いて、もう泣くなよって、その時思ったんだ。おかりんがいればもう大丈夫だって。もう何にも怖くないんだって。おかりんがいれば、何にも。
Mayuri stopped speaking, returning the room to complete silence. I wish I could see her face right now, but with my eyes closed like this, I can only imagine. Then, the smell of her shampoo grows stronger. The sound of her breathing and the swish of her clothes draw closer to my face. What is she gonna do? I held my breath. Her soft hand timidly touches my cheek. She delicately strokes my face as if to trace its shape. Is this another dream like the one I had yesterday? So I'm gonna wake up in my room, then a surprise Mayuri's gonna come in to see me on the floor? Is that it? Why did she talk to herself? Well, I guess because she really wanted to go to the festival, but she's not able to go because it's her dead grandmother's memorial day, so she told her friends that she couldn't attend. But I guess she really wanted to go, so she's kind of like telling him while he's supposedly sleeping. I feel a warm drop of water land on my cheek. 1 drop, 2, then 3, then quickly multiplied in number, and I hear the quiet sounds of crying. Wait, is Mayuri crying? I opened my eyes. Oh no. Why would you cry on somebody? Isn't that a great way to like wake them up? Mayuri gasped and covered her face with her hands. She jumped up from the sofa and rushed straight into the shower room.
Oi! Mayuri!
I followed after her. But just before I reached the shower room, I heard it lock in front of me.
Mayuri! どうしたんだ? Oi!
ごめんね。起こしちゃった。
お前、なんで泣いてるんだ?
That's kind of embarrassing.
泣いてないよ。
I'm not crying, you're crying.
嘘だ。泣いてただろう、今。
泣いてなんかいません。
話してみろ、わけを。
So in denial.
泣いてないもん。
Mayuri insisted strongly. Not knowing what to do, I lightly tapped on the shower room door.
わかった。お前は泣いてない。だから開けてくれ。そんなところにいたら暑くてたまらないだろう。なあ、マユリ?
Hearing that only made me more worried about her, so I tried to knock a little louder. Just then, the lab entrance opened behind me.
No.
At this hour? Daru? Oh, he never
ど
went
った
home.
のオカリン。
I whipped around to see Daru lumbering to the lab. He looked slightly baffled to see me.
帰ったんじゃなかったのか？
小腹が減って牛丼食べてきたんだお。
A beef bowl for a snack this late is what I would normally say, but now is not the time. If someone saw me like this without knowing what was going on, they'd...
あれ、まゆしは？
あ、ダルくん、おかえり。
Awkward.
なんだシャワーか。ん？うわ！オカリンが入浴中のまゆしを襲っている！
違う
Oh
違うと
no.
勘違いするな。マユリはちゃんと服を着てい
Misunderstanding.
る。
は？
中に閉じこもったので出てくるよう説得していたのだ。
閉じこもったの？なんで？
あ、いや、それは。
I didn't know what to say. Since I have no idea why she cried, there really isn't anything I can say.
は、まさか。やっぱりまゆしを襲っちゃったんだね。
Or no.
だからまゆしはそこに逃げ込んで。この鬼畜！紳士じゃない！リアル変態！
それも違うわ。
There's a gentleman part?
おいマユリ、誰が変な勘違いをしてかなわん。頼むから出てきてくれ。
Oh, I guess, I never really quite understood what gentleman perv meant, but I guess by gentleman perv he means like someone who's a pervert but never really would act on like fantasies and stuff. Shortly after I said that, the shower room was unlocked and Mayuri shyly stepped out. Her cheeks are red, but is it because it was humid inside or she's embarrassed that I saw her cry? I couldn't tell, but the way Mayuri smiled at Daru, you wouldn't think she was never crying.
あ、あのね、冷蔵庫を開けようとしたら茶色い虫さんが出たんだよ。
茶色い虫？ああ、ゴキ。
それ以上言っちゃダメ。
Nice cover story.
茶色い虫さんはマユシーに襲いかかってきたの。ガオーって。だから驚いてここに逃げ込んだんだ。ねえオカリン。
Oh my goodness.
え？
This is like the first time she's ever lied.
そうだ。
This is like the first time you ever see Mayuri lie about something. Well, okay, no, she's lied about stuff, but like white lies, but yeah. I agree with Mayuri's made-up story.
虫は俺が退治した。だからもう出てこいと、そうマユリに言っていたところなんだ。
ふーん。
I couldn't tell whether Daru believed that story or not, but he didn't pry any further. She's a coward. Aw. It's more like you never get to see the very sad side of Mayuri. She's always trying to keep up like the really cheerful front. You only ever see Mayuri look like calm and collected and happy. So for her to like drop that guard and be crying, and she doesn't know how to like present that side of herself to people. I don't know. Especially to like someone like who's a childhood friend like Okabe. He sat down in front of the computer and started playing a vertical shooter he got from Komima. I was worried about Mayuri, but with Daru around, I couldn't really ask her about why she was crying. Even if I tried to ask, she'd probably run away over towards Daru. It all meant that I wasn't able to find out why she was crying. Dun dun dun. And right when the first train started running in the morning, Mayuri stood up and said, "I have the memorial service today, so I should get going." She put on her shoes and was about to walk out when she turned to me.
ねえオカリン、ロボマユシやっとできたんだよ。
おお、そのようだな。
The only anime I've watched is Berserk, so I'm assuming it's like Griffin. Oh man. Your only anime exposure is Berserk. It's kind of funny. It's a great anime, but also really, the ending is quite like the cliffhanger. You can actually watch this anime, or sorry, this game. There's also an anime of the same name, Steins. I highly recommend it if you like time traveling kind of stories with paradoxes that they overcome, stuff like that. Yes, I'm really selling the series, aren't I? I look over at the Mayuri doll on top of the fridge.
本当にもらってくれる？
そう言っただろ。心配するな。
よかった。
Mayuri smiled from the bottom of her heart and then said, sorry for some reason. I was gonna ask her what she was sorry for, but by then she waved goodbye to Daru and me and headed down the stairs. I'm just waiting to see if Miura's assistants will try to continue it. That would be interesting to see. Because it's like, I wonder if he had plotted out, like, future portions of the story. And if anyone had any awareness as to where he wanted to take the story. But yeah. It's been a few years since I left off the story, so I'd have a lot of catching up to do to see where he went with the story. Although I think he kind of slowed down considerably when he was ill, I guess. I wasn't even aware that he was like severely ill. So maybe I think that probably slowed down his output on the story. But yeah. Sad times, man. Sad times. Rip Miura sensei.
Oi, Mayuri!
It was sudden, apparently, huh? Someone told me that he had been suffering from long-term chronic health issues, though, and that's pretty typical for a lot of mangakas to suffer from health issues. I almost think it's like the job goes hand in hand with being like chronically sick. It's a hard job. It's a hard job being a mangaka and like being able to fulfill like those really tight deadlines that they have to push out a lot of content for. So I leaned out of the window and called out to Mayuri as she walked down the street. She turned and looked up at me.
今度またお祭り行こうな。昔みたいに。
Welcome back, Cass. I hope you're feeling better and that you enjoyed whatever it is that you ate. Mayuri waved her hand as she walked away. After all that, I still don't know the reason for Mayuri's tears. At that time, I wasn't able to ask her, but only half a day later.
この帯はどっち向きにつけるの？
こっちだにゃ。いやいや違う。そっちじゃなくて。
え？こうかしら。模様が逆にならない？
その模様はその向きでいいのにゃ。
ああ、なるほどね。
That afternoon, the lab men started at the lab to prepare for the festival. Kurisu and Ferris each brought their own yukata and are getting changed behind the development room curtain, though Kurisu seems to be struggling. Yes. Who's calling me? Someone sent me a message. Lukako. That's Luca. Hello, Kilma-san. Today's the festival. It's still early, but it's getting crowded at the shrine. I'm at the main building selling fortunes and amulets. Please drop by later. When do we get to go to a festival like the old times? Never. No, just kidding. Lukako. The more people there are, the more evil energy there is. There might be some evil spirit trying to latch itself onto you. Keep Samidare on you at all times. El Pusai Konguru. Wait, another one? Wow, he responded so fast. Understood. Thank you so much, Kyoma-san. Rest assured, I will keep Samidare with me. By the way, what time are you coming by? It might be a little while. Shiny Finger and the part-time warrior are still at work, plus Christina is taking forever to get her yukata on. Could she be any more of a headache? Lukako responded again. I wanted to wear yukata. A yukata? That's awesome. I've always wanted to wear one, but I'm working today, so I'm just in my Miko outfit. Miko outfit's cool. He was ready with that cappy pasta. There's nothing shameful about wearing a Miko outfit during his festival, save wearing a yukata for another occasion. Is he gonna respond again? Oh my god, this guy just keeps responding. Okay, sounds good to me. Tell everyone I said hello. There you go. Just had some eggs and chorizo with flour tortilla. I don't know what I've seen this before. Chorizo? Chorizo? I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry. I don't know what these are. I've never had these. Again, lack of Mexican food here, so I have no idea what's what, aside from like burritos and quesadillas. Chorizo is spicy sausage. Is it Mexican? Chorizos? Or no, am I mistaken about that too? Am I mistaken about the chorizo? Chorizo? It's always really hard. Everyone, whenever they type out like how to pronounce a word, it's like I don't know how to interpret that. Chorizo. How to pronounce? Where's it? Give me a pronunciation guide. I'm pretty sure I've actually even looked this up before too, because I
Chorizo.
Chorizo. Chorizo. I see. What is that? Easy. Chorizo. Chorizo. Good sausage. Yeah, it's Mexican. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never had chorizo. Like, is it just straight up sausage? Like, you just eat it like as a whole sausage? That's it? I guess I could just look up pictures. What is a chorizo? Chorizo. Spanish. In Europe, chorizo is a fermented cured smoked sausage which may be sliced and eaten without cooking or add as an ingredient to add flavor to other dishes. Okay. Elsewhere, some sausages sold as chorizo may not be fermented and cured and require cooking before eating. Okay. Mexican chorizos? Oh. Okay, so it's literally just a sausage. And you just like eat the sausage as is. Or like you cut it up and serve it up? I don't know. You can get it in burritos? Okay, you typically mix it with other foods. I'm assuming that one just chops it up into small pieces and then you would cook it up with other foods then, I guess. The uncased meat, like unsausage casing. You can fry up a fat sausage or throw ground up like into a burrito. Oh, okay. Egg and potatoes mixed with it, typically in a burrito. Okay. So you might have the meat just without the casing, and you can cook that up as ground meat. It's got a distinct taste. It's like a bit spicy, but not anything to be like, oh, that's hot. Okay. So it's like kind of like a spicy sausage. Yeah, I don't know if I've had one or not. I mean, I probably have had something very similar to a chorizo, but I don't know if I've ever had one specifically. So I technically had huevos con chorizo. Huevos con chorizo? I'm guessing that's like with tortillas. Burritos? I don't know. Actually, no, not burritos. Whatever huevos are. See, I don't even know what huevos con chorizo is. Eggs with chorizo. Okay. Huevos. Oh, that's eggs. God, I should have known that. It looks kind of similar to... No, maybe not. Ouvres is like eggs in French. Ouvres. Oh, okay. And papas? Papas are potatoes?
そうじゃなくって、さっきからものすごい鼻息が聞こえてくるんだけど、変な想像してるんじゃないでしょうね。
失礼だな。僕は別に女子の着替えの音とかで興奮する趣味はないですよ。むふ
嘘だね。絶対に嘘だ。
What a lie. I hear Christina and Dad are having the same sort of argument they always have. When I asked her why she didn't get changed at her hotel, she said that she didn't know how to wear a yukata properly. That's why Ferris is helping her get dressed. Papa fritas is fries? Oh, okay. What's... So, fried potatoes. Potatoes fried. Is fries. Okay. After a while, the curtain opened and Kurisu and Ferris stepped out wearing their yukata. Ooh, look at them in their yukata. So pretty.
Ooh! 浴衣に猫耳の最強コンボきたー。もえもえもえもえ。
Her yukata is actually really cute. There's like a little cat face on it. With sakura blossoms. I also like her purple one too. I didn't make enough to get full though, unfortunately. Leaves you open for a dessert or a small snack. You can have a nice small snack.
何よ、壁。ジロジロ見て。
Wait, they should consider chainmail and plate armor? What? Nani? Nani?
いや、意外と似合うではないか、クリスティーナ。
I feel like their voices are so low. And this soundtrack is like overpowering. Hopefully that helps a bit.
意外とは余計だっつうの。
Thinking of having a strawberry banana yogurt bar? Nice. Sounds good. Kurisu starts picking a fight with me, but she actually looks like she's having fun. She might even be a little flattered.
でも本当に似合ってるにゃ。そうしてると生粋の日本人みたいだにゃ。
いやいやいや、生粋の日本人だから。
名前がクリスティーナなのに。
岡部のせいで本気で誤解してる人がいるんですけど。
おいこらフェイリス。クリスティーナというのはお前と同じようにマナだぞ。
マナじゃねえ。いいフェイリスさん、この際だからきちんと説明する。よく聞いて。
My headache is finally going away. Oh my goodness. Is this the same headache that you've been having for like the last couple days? I'm guessing it's like on and off. I hope. If it's the same one. Turned out to be a migraine. Head and neck got swollen and everything. Oh my goodness. Ugh. That sounds that does not sound very pleasant, Cass. I've never ever had migraines, but I've kind of heard like people who've suffered from them, and some of them are like very debilitating. Had to massage it all. Do you massage that yourself, or did you have to like enlist someone else to help you with that? Yeah, it kicks my butt. Yeah, some migraines are serious business, man. Because I've heard like for some people I've known they would just be like out for the day. They would just have to like lie down and in a dark room and just hope that it goes away if they don't kind of preempt it. Because yeah, I've heard like the whole caffeine thing works to a degree, but it works better if you kind of preempt it before it fully manifests and hits you completely. Yeah, I pretty much slept all day. Aw. Well, good thing that you didn't have to work, hey? That would have been nasty. Would you have called in if that was the case, like if you had to work? Because I don't imagine you would be able to work very well like that. Kurisu launched into a long explanation about her name wasn't Christina or assistant or celeb sev or experiment nerd or ad channeler or Christina. I looked at the two of them talking clad in their yukata. And all of a sudden, I feel lonely. I knew why. It's because I saw Robo Mayushi sitting on top of the fridge.
ルカ君の神社のお祭り。まゆし、本当は行きたかったな。
I had to watch my mother this morning though. Yeah, I ended up leaving work early yesterday because of it. Oh, okay. So does that mean you had to cancel like going in today? Were you on shift for today? But yeah, hopefully it wasn't too much trouble having to watch your mom. But I guess that meant that you had to like, you know, force yourself awake and watch her. Even if your mom is a somewhat capable adult. Oh, you never work Tuesday through Thursday? Okay. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is basically your weekend. Middle of the week. That must be kind of nice actually, getting off weekend days as your weekends, because it kind of means you can do things during those days. Just as keeping your company. I see. That doesn't like seem too bad, you know, relatively, while you're suffering through a migraine. If Mayuri was here, she would be wearing a yukata like the other girls, laughing and smiling. Oh, that's right. I told Mayuri that I'd take her to a festival soon. There should be one in Akihabara next month, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna treat her to cotton candy, or candied plums, or whatever she wants. The door to the lab opened and we all turned to look. Wow, that's pretty nice. Everyone's all shocked. That's actually a really nice yukata. I like the colors. I'm making sure she takes her meds and doesn't fall. Yeah. Okay. It's like, yes, it doesn't sound bad, but it's true. You would still need to be like awake and stuff for that. Yeah, it's really nice. Like it's a surprising, nice contrast of colors that I wouldn't actually expect to go well together like that. There stood Morika dressed in a yukata of her own.
Nani? Kiryu-san, 素敵!
驚いたにゃ。すっごく色っぽいにゃ。
Standing up straight was my head throb. Oh, makes your head throb, unfortunately. Oh, okay. Yeah. Like suddenly or like just in general? I suppose that might be like the blood kind of rushing to your head or trying to be pumped to your head. Like it's harder just in general. Aw. That kind of sucks when you're standing up.
So.
With everyone's eyes on her, Moika seems to be feeling a little unsure. She started fidgeting uncomfortably, but then she walked over to me and handed me a box. It was a white cardboard box large enough to require both hands, or it would without the handy strings wrapped around it to make it easier to hold.
なんだ?
Oh, it's the Christmas star.
というと...
He forgot. It was then that I realized what it was. The only thing I ever asked Moika for.
譲ってもらえたのか?
開けてみて.
Ah.
I fumbled with the string but eventually got the box open. Just as I thought, there was the beautiful clear star. It seemed to be made of clear acrylic rather than crystal, but the rainbow reflected within, it is beautiful all the same. Yeah, he got the star.
すごいわ。どうしたの?
Hence why I gave myself a scalp massage. Yeah. Sometimes when I have like a headache that doesn't seem to be like going away, I try to massage like my temples and stuff too. Yeah. Everyone looks into the box.
クリスマスツリーの星だ。例の遊園地の撮影で使った。
Aww, now all the girls are just gonna be like, "Aww, I can't believe you got that star for her."
椎名さんが欲しそうだったから。へえ。なるほど。岡部のくせに割とロマンティックなことするのね。
See the reaction. They're all like, you're a romantic.
ロマンティック？
わざわざ頼み込んだんでしょ？マユリにプレゼントしたいからって。
I feel like the voices are a little on the quieter side.
そんな恥ずかしいこと俺がするわけないだろう。
岡部くんに頼み込まれた。
Oh, outed.
やっぱり
始圧師は余計なこと言うな。
Still, Kurisu and Ferris looked at me and smiled. I also got the feeling that behind their glasses, Finger was smiling with her eyes. I heard Dado murmuring, nothing wrong with being a loner, to himself.
ねえ岡部、マユリとの付き合いも長いんでしょ？そろそろいいんじゃないの？
But you
そろ
did
そろって
do
何がだ？
so.
その星をプレゼントするときにさ。
Wait, what did she say? Known each other. Okay.
思い切って言っちゃいなさいよ。
Oh,
だから言うって何がだ？
yeah, tell her what exactly.
にゃはは。またまたとぼけちゃって。
恋愛まで中二病丸出しなのはどうかと思うわよ。
お前にそんなこと言われる筋合いはないわ。この妄想恋愛大好きっ子め。
誰が妄想恋愛大好きっ子か。
それじゃあ今日は平気なのかにゃ？他の男の子がマユシに告白とかしても。
何？
実はメイクインに来るお客さんにマユシ目当ての男の子がいるのにゃ。結構イケメンだにゃ。
Uh-oh. Competition.
それは僕のことですか？でも僕はフェイリスタン一筋です。
話の腰を折るな。あんたはイケメンじゃないだろ。
You're far cry from Ikemen.
容赦ないツッコミ来たこれ。
Oh,
その
that's
男の子
funny.
結構積極的だにゃ。
It's
マ
so
ユシが
mean.
OK しちゃったらどうするのかにゃ今日もは。
Kurisu is merciless.
勝手にすればいい。マユリがどう答えるかなど俺は知らん。
わあ、ステレオタイプな反応だわ。
Hmm.
予想通りだにゃ。
単純。
もうちょっと気の利いたこと言えって感じだお。
聞こえてるぞ。
Oh, why did it cut him off?
聞こえてるぞ。聞こえてるぞ。
Hmm. The sound file is cut off.
聞こえるように言いました。
おほんおほん。そんなことより始圧師よ。これいくらで譲ってもらえるんだ？あんまり高いとちょっと困るんだが。
She immediately whipped out her phone and typed a message. Take it, you thief! The director said it's a gift for you, Okabe-kun. She doesn't need any money. Moika.
でも結構高そうだぞこれ。
Aww. They did underpay him, probably. The director likes you and Shina-san. When I told her it was a gift for Shina-san, she went and used her own money to buy it. In exchange, she wants you to treat her well. Moika.
そうか。
Aww.
今度きちんと礼を言わないと
The
な。
director is a romantic herself. I feel like people are misinterpreting my relationship with Mayuri. Oh well. Still, I think the star is gonna make Mayuri happy. She might be feeling down because she couldn't make it today, so this might be a nice gift. I'll try to give it to her tonight. I thought about how she'd react when she saw the star and smiled.
お前にも礼を言う。ありがとう。
私は何も。
Says the man who had almost lewd dream of Mayuri.
いや、お前のおかげだ。撮影のことも結果的には良かった。
Mayuri,
記念になったしな。
Mayuri stayed the night. I think you missed this part of the chapter, Cass. But Mayuri stayed the night at the lab, and then it was like, and she had a shower late at night, so it was almost like deja vu for him when he woke up to the sounds of the shower. But then it wasn't a repeat of the dream. It was more realistic, and he pretended he was asleep, and she started talking to him quietly, telling him, like, I guess secretly, that she wanted to go to the festival with Okabe, but she couldn't attend because she had to go to her grandmother's memorial. And then she started crying. And he was like, "Why is she crying?" So and then she got like really embarrassed when he got up and he's like, why are you crying? Because she started crying on him and tears were falling on his face. It's like, how do you ignore this while you're trying to sleep? Or at least he was pretending to sleep, so he heard her say the stuff that she was saying. So yeah, I guess we'll find out what that was all about later on, because he wasn't able to ask her directly about it because Dado came along and then interrupted the moment there. Pobrecita? Is this Spanish? Pobrecita? Last night while I was checking the photos, I sneakily saved a photo of Mayuri and I to a secret folder. Oh ho ho! We saved a secret picture. Ooh, modeling career. Knowing that director, I have a feeling she'll take Moeka seriously and reach out to me. I don't know if I could live through something so embarrassing a second time. Oh, that was really loud panty noises. Lukako burst into the lab in full Miko attire. Oh, poor thing for her. Everyone was stunned to see him in such an unusual state. His normally beautiful styled hair is stuck to his forehead with sweat. Beneath that messy hair, his eyes are filled with desperation. The white robe he's wearing hangs down over his shoulder, exposing his sweaty neck and collarbone. If he were a girl, this scene would be quite erotic, but he's a guy. The hems of his hakama, which he always keeps clean, are dirtied, a surefire sign that he ran here.
Oi, Lukako!
But Lukako didn't respond. He seemed to be having trouble breathing and was panting and wheezing heavily.
Hore, Lukashi, mizu da o.
Why didn't he just call them? Dado had retrieved water from the kitchen and given it to Lukako. He finished the entire cup in one go. That would be me if I read it. Shocked by his words, I leaned in closer to Lukako. No, they're gonna move to Hokkaido. She lied she lied to him about not moving. Who wrote this? I want to headbutt them. Really? Wait, what are you angry about, CT? Hey, there was the water chug redemption. No. I guess it kind of sounds like my water chugs. Except I'm not even like, believe it or not, guys, I'm not trying. My mic just picks up how I'm drinking the water. I'm not angry. I just want to do it. No. Wait, why do you want to headbutt them though? Are you headbutting them because you dislike the story or you're enjoying the story? Nani?
それ本当かにゃ？さっきクラスのことあったんですけど、職員室にまゆりちゃんとまゆりちゃんのお母さんがいて、先生と話してるのを聞いたって。そんな。
The lab mems shouted in surprise. But I was relieved. I already heard about the move and I knew that Mayuri wasn't leaving Tokyo.
オカリン、なんでそんなに落ち着いてるんだよ。
まあ、知っていたからな。
え？
安心しろ。マユリはどこにも行かない。
I told him what Mayuri had told my father.
なんだよ。びっくりして損したお。
ルカニャンってば、とんだ早とちりだにゃ。
It's possible she might be lying just to reassure Okabe that like she's gonna still be here. But Lukako wasn't smiling like the rest of us. Lukako is her classmate though, so.
変ですよ。まゆりちゃんのお母さんは、まゆりちゃんも北海道に転校するって話してたそうです。
Oh, see? Her mom wants to have her transferred. Dun dun dun. It's usually the parents say, right?
何？
そうね。確かに腑に落ちないわ。まゆりがこっちに残るとしたら、 わざわざお母さんが学校へ
Yep,
挨拶
there's
に
that
行ったも
too.
のか
It's
しら。
like, why would the parent even bother to talk to the school if Mayuri was gonna stay there? The weight of what Lukaku was saying suddenly hit me like a ton of bricks. Something's wrong. Strange. Oh no, is Mayuri gonna do something drastic? I take out my cell phone and try to call Mayuri.
お客様のおかけになった番号は電波の届かないところにあるか電源が入っていないためかかりません。
Damn it, her phone is off.
でも確かにマユリから聞いたんだ。北海道へは
本当のこと言おうとしても言えなかったんじゃないの？
どうして？
もしも私がマユリならやっぱり言えないかもしれない。
だからなぜこんな大事なことをマユリが俺に黙ってるわけがない。
あんたさ、マユリをいつまで子供だと思ってるの？
Kurisu looked me straight in the eye and asked her question calmly and softly. There was no anger in her voice.
彼女だってね、女の子らしい悩みをたくさん持ってるに決まってるわ。もしマユリが本当のことを話したら、あんたどうする？引き止めるでしょ？
それはそうだ。
Ding 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 ding. Also, why she cherished the picture so much.
だから話せなかった。違う？好きな人に行くなって言われたらどうしていいかわからなくなっちゃう。だから。
That's true, she might not be able to do much about it. I stumbled back and fell onto the sofa. Stunned, I dropped the box containing the star on the floor. I didn't have it in me to pick it up. I struggled for words. Mighty is gonna leave. It sounded unreal. Kurisu will leave someday too, even though we've welcomed her into the lab. Still, whenever she gets a chance to come back to Japan, she's welcome. But we've known that from the start. We've always known, even if we try not to talk about it. But Mayuri is different. Mayuri is the one person that I thought would never leave me. I thought she'd always be here, smiling by my side, because she's my hostage.
どこにも行かせない。連れてなんて行かせマユリは俺の人質だ。人体実験の生贄なんだ。
マユシ、これからもずっとオカリンの人質でいられたらいいな。オカリンがおじいちゃんになってマユシがおばあちゃんになっても人質でいられたらいいな。
Her tears last night, the strange things she's been saying, and her sad-looking smile. I finally understand them all.
でもロボマユシも早く完成させたいんだ。
Oh, that's why she was making the doll
やけに
for
こだわってるんだ
him.
な。
マユシがいない時でもね、ロボマユシがそばにいればオカリンが楽しいかなと思って。
Aww. Whack him in the back of the head. Go find her. I slowly stood up and took the doll that looked just like Mayuri from the top of the refrigerator. I pressed the button on the back.
オカリンおはよう。今日も元気かな？ねえねえオカリン。寂しい時はいつでもロボマユシにお話ししてね。どんなことでも聞いてあげるので。トゥットゥルー。
Aww.
悲しいことがあったら笑うといいよ。笑うとね、悲しいのなんてみんな吹き飛んじゃうんだ。
あいつ。
All of the messages Mayuri recorded are words of support from me, to keep me company when she's gone.
どうするの？
どうするって。お前自分で言っただろう。俺が止めたらマユリは迷うって。迷うから本当のことが話せなかったんじゃないかって。だったら俺はあいつを迷わせたくない。
それは違う。違うよ。
Bears rushed over to me and looked into my eyes.
フェイリス。
それでもね、引き止めてほしいよ。女の子は。
引き止めてほしい。 その結果がどうなるとしても。
くそー、かっこいいセリフをフェリスタンに取られたのだぜ。
あんたが言ったらキモいだろ、今のは。
岡部くん。
Moika picked up the box holding the Christmas star and handed it to me.
椎名さんに渡してあげて。
I would bawl my eyes out if I got a gift like that. Aw. I looked from person to person in the lab. Each one gave me a nod of approval.
ん？
確かに法院教魔ともあろうものが人質を逃がすとは何たる失態か。それではこのラボの統制が取れぬわ。しかもあいつは秘密を知りすぎている。たやすく解放するわけにはいかん。
No, he's got a grip on himself.
マユシーを生贄にして京馬への愛と情熱で燃え盛る四天使をこの地上に呼び覚ますんだにゃ。
Believe it or not, his Chunibyo mad scientist shtick is kind of his way of like keeping himself sort of centered in situations. So it's more like it gives him confidence to do things, I guess.
愛と情熱ではない。
Or maybe
理系と崇拝だ。
maybe it's a little bit of craziness, but it allows him to do things he wouldn't otherwise do.
何でもいいからさっさと行ってこい。
Kurisu put her hand against my back and shoved me towards the door. I'm rationalizing it this way. No. It's not as embarrassing. Holding the box Moika had given me, I ran out into the dusk. How romantic. I was running to the one and only place I thought she could be. My heart is beating out of my chest and I have a throbbing pain in my side. I'm completely out of breath, and any attempts to fill my lungs are a challenge. I keep tripping over my own feet as if my body refuses to obey me. I tripped over something and fell to the ground, protecting the box with my arm. My forearm and hand landed hard on the asphalt and pain shot through my body. I stood up, tried to shake off the pain, and started running again. Based on what Lukako said, after Mayuri and her mom visited the school, they probably went to her grandma's memorial service. If that's the case, then Mayuri has to be there. It's a place that Mayuri and I can never forget, and the promised land where I made her my hostage. He's like, I'm masculine if I say it like this, lol. I guess being Chunibyo is less embarrassing for him than admitting that he has feelings for his childhood friend. She's not here. Anywhere. There's a stick of incense still burning in front of her grandma's gravestone, and gently colored flowers laid atop it. Whenever she came here, she would talk to her deceased grandmother. She talked for a long, long time, all by herself. So I thought that she had to be here. Okay, time to head to her house. But when I turned around to do so, I heard someone quietly sneeze. I looked over to see someone crouching behind a bush at a short distance from the graveyard. Illuminated by the sunset, I could see her shadow clearly defined on the ground. I gently put the box down on Mayuri's grandmother's gravestone, then walked over to the tree. Well, while the shadow moved in an attempt to escape my sight, it was nothing but wasted effort.
Oi, Mayuri. お前、ほんと昔からかくれんぼが下手だな。
Mayuri stuck her head out from behind the bush, looking sheepish.
あのね、違うよ。隠れてたわけじゃないの。
じゃあ、何してたんだ？
Avoiding you? When I get closer to her, she turns her back to me. I only saw her face for a second, but I could tell that she'd been crying for a long time. Her eyes were red and I could see streaks of tears running down her face. Just seeing her like that hurts my heart.
泣いてたのか？
泣いてないよ。
Mayuri sniffed, still not looking at me.
泣いてないもん。
Come to think of it, this was a lot like our conversation last night. I didn't know why she was crying then, so I just kept on
オ
asking.
カリンこそこんなところで何してるの？
俺か。お前を困らせに来たんだ。
Mayuri turned her a moment and gave me a dubious look. But she quickly turned away from me to hide her face. I just kept talking to her back.
なまより、
ん？
恥ずかしくて今まで聞けなかったが、あの時のことお前は覚えてるか？
あの時？
ここでお前を人質にした日のことだ。
Her shoulders began to shake a little.
あの日は雨が降っててさ、お前は青い傘を差してたよな。俺がいくら声をかけても、お前はじっと空を見つめているだけで何も答えてくれなかった。俺は自分が歯がゆくて歯がゆくて、でもどうすることもできなくて、ただお前のそばに立っていた。そのうちにさ、雲の切れ間から光が降り注いできたよな。俺はその光にまゆりが吸い込まれてしまうと思ったよ。まゆりがどこかへ消えてしまうと本気で思ったよ。だからあの時俺はこう言った。どこにも行かせない。連れてなんて行かせない。お前は俺の人質だ。どこにも逃がさないからなって。その気持ちは今でも変わらない。
I heard her gasp quietly. She seems to finally understand why I ran so hard to get here. Every time she's about to say something, she stops herself, again and again. Then finally, with her back still turned towards me, she shakily started talking.
そっか。バレちゃったんだ。失敗失敗。まゆし、人質からの大脱出作戦だったのにな。
Mayuri stopped talking and looked up at the sky. The sky was gradated. Gradated? Gradated. Is this word correct? Gradated? I think it's gradiated. Gradated. What is this word? Oh, no. Okay, gradated is actually the correct word. Passing by gradations from one shade of color to another. The beautiful blue gradated sky. Okay. I was taught something new. From azure to crimson. The clouds looked like they were ready for fall, which was a little sad. That's right, summer is coming to an end.
まゆしが人質じゃなくても、
Yeah,
午後にはクリスちゃんもいる
because I
し、
know gradiated,
ダルくんも
but now I know.
ルカくんもフェリスちゃんもスズさんもマイカさんもみんなだから、オカリンはもうマユシーが人質じゃなくても大丈夫なんだよ。
Her shoulders shook. I realized that she was doing everything she could to fight back her tears.
マユシー、とっても嬉しいな。みんながオカリンを大好きで、オカリンもみんなが大好きで、一緒にニコニコ笑ってるのを見ると、
None of them are you, baka.
とっても嬉しいな。だからね、オカリンはもう大丈夫だよ。マユシーがいなくてもみんなと仲良く。
そんなことを言うな。
I couldn't take it any longer. I grabbed Mayuri's shoulders. I turned around to face me, and then held her in my arms. In my arms, Mayuri jumped with surprise. Seemingly forgetting that she was about to cry, she looks up at my face. Her eyes widened.
オカリ
ラボメンたちは確かに大事な仲間だ。あいつらがいれば楽しい。それは間違いない。でもな、そこにはマユリがいなきゃダメな。マユリがそばにいるから俺はいつでも笑っていられるんだ。俺はバカだ。こんな簡単なことに、こんな大事なことに今まで気づかなかったなんて。あの日お前をここで抱き留めた時、あれだけ強く思ったのに、お前を失いたくないって。なのにいつの間にかお前がそばにいるのが当たり前になって、
taking them for
いつも
granted.
そばにいるんだと勝手に思い込んで。
おかりん。
でもまだ手遅れじゃない。お前はまだここにいる。行くな、マユリ。
Me too.
俺のそばから
Chris.
どこにも行くんじゃない。お前の親には俺が頼む。ダメだと言われても土下座でも
Aww.
何でもして俺が頼む。だから俺はお前にそばにいてほしいんだ。
I hold Mayuri tight as I make my plea. I want to turn up the music a little bit. She hesitates for a moment, her small form slowly relaxed and leaned into me.
お前は大切な人質だ。ずっとずっと大切な人質だ。
ずっとっていつまで？
Aw, I look down at her and see the reflection of my face in her teary, dark blue eyes.
いつまでもだ。
マユシーが大学生になっても？
おう
OL さんになっても？
あ
お嫁さんに行く時でも？
あ
それじゃあマユシーはおかりんのお嫁さんにしかなれないね。
Aw.
そうだ。年を取って死ぬまでお前は俺と一緒にいればいい。
This is the marriage proposal. Tears began to flow down Mayuri's face. As they fell from her face, they caught the color of the sunset.
マユシーね、おかりんのこと好きだったよ。だからクリスちゃんがラボに来ておかりんと仲良くなって
What can you really be
とっ
like
ても
this?
嬉しいんだけど
I think sometimes
なぜ
it
だか
can
寂し
be.
かったの。
For some people.
おかりんはクリスちゃんのこと好きになったのかなって、そう思うと胸が苦しかったの。そんな自分がでも
Aw.
嫌だった
Right?
なのに
Why can't everyone have this? I had no idea that she felt so conflicted over this. I didn't even think about how she might have felt. How long are you going to keep thinking of Mayuri as a child? Kuris's voice kept echoing in my head.
だからね、神様がマユシーに罰を与えておかりんのそばにいられなくなっちゃったってそう思ってたんだ。
マユリ。
I held her tight once again, and she hugs me back.
そこにも行きたくないよ。マユシー、おかりんとお別れするの嫌だよ。
大丈夫だ。俺が絶対にお前を行かせない。
おか
It's like bawling.
ごめんな。気づいてやれなくて。ごめんな。
I stroked her head as I said this. She nodded her head again and again as she cried on my chest. Oh, a big touching moment.
落ち着いたか？
大丈夫。
Mayuri and I had been holding each other for a while. We finally separated and stood together beneath the dusk sky. Mayuri says she's fine, but she's still sniffing. I'm kind of new to this sort of situation, so I have no idea how to calm down a crying girl.
そうだ。
I'm here lurking, I'm hearing Mayuri cry, what the fuck? Yeah, all their feelings just exploded, and they finally confessed their feelings to each other. Mr. Bamian, you missed it! You missed it! Or at least you heard Mayuri bawling about it. He's gonna give her the gift. I ran over to Mayuri's grandmother's gravestone and grabbed the box. When I returned, I handed it to Mayuri.
これ。
She's still teary-eyed and looks up at me like she's embarrassed. Just looking at her face makes my heart throb.
お前にプレゼントだ。
プレゼント？
いいから開けてみろ。
Mayuri slowly opened the box. Mayuri's tear-stained face suddenly lit up and shined.
これ？
She looks at me in surprise. I smile and nod.
箱から出してみるといい。
Mayuri delicately removed the star from the box. Her tiny hands can just barely hold it.
すごい！すごい！
This is how she makes when she has an orgasm? What? Which sound? This one? I suppose. Her tiny hands can just really hold something. Oh my god. Stop looting this moment. It's supposed to be a touching moment. What's up, Bri? How you doing? You're looting a special moment. This is like a touching moment where revelations have been made. Okay. Okay. She raises the star and looks at the sky through it. Light sparkled and shone and lit Mayuri's face, endlessly overlapping each other.
見て、オカリン。お星様がいっぱいだよ。
I moved my face close to hers and we looked through the star together. I didn't notice until now, but the star itself is filled with star-shaped crystals that refract light themselves. This must be to make the effort more beautiful. Or the effect. It keeps having thuds in her mind that she's crying. You're not crying, are you? It was a pretty sappy moment. Mayuri said, enraptured.
綺麗だ。
I responded. With our cheeks touching, we stared up at the darkening sky. That's so sappy. Hormono. Aww.
なあ、マユリ。
I don't know why. I don't really get like that during my time of the months. I was definitely like that when I was like triggers. I was like super emotional. I was like, what the fuck are all these feelings? I don't normally either. Oh, is there like? But I wonder if there's something going on there, Cass.
俺はずっと思ってた。お前が
If that's kind of like a abnormal levels of emotion.
思ってた。
Your special lady time is your power. Use it to defeat scorpions. What? Why scorpions?
マユリは一体何を望んでいるんだろう。マユリが望んでいるものを俺は手に入れてやることができないんだろうか。
Hey, what is he talking about? Oh, he's just talking to her about how she's reaching for it.
でもやっと一つ手に入れたよ。天の星には到底及ばないけど、今はこれで許してくれよな。
Mayuri blushed and shook her head.
ずっと素敵なものをもらったから、やっと自分のお星様をつかむことができたから。
She said that, then suddenly, her face bright red, she turned her lips to mine. I didn't even have time to think about how incredible this was, and I also got an achievement, 100% CG achievement. The soft feeling of her lips on mine. I believe it was the first kiss, the both of us. So it's strangely awkward and ungainly, and so innocent that it makes me blush. But it was a kiss that let us finally convey our feelings for each other. The sweetness of the kiss travels from my lips and fills my heart with something warm and gentle. I finally realized how much I loved her after all of these years. When our lips parted, we blushed and quickly avoided direct eye contact. Mayuri looked at the ground and touched her fingers to her lips. Then her eyes suddenly opened wide and she began panicking.
どうしよう。キスしちゃった。
でかい声で言うな。恥ずかしいだろ。
だってキスなんだよ。
それがなんだ。
キスしていいのは3回目のデートからだってクリスチャンが。
What? What kind of weird rule is this? I started laughing in surprise.
あのスイーツかっこ笑い目。
She must have read that in some ridiculous magazine. How could she force those rules on poor innocent Mayuri? If she's told her that, how much more magazine knowledge has she indoctrinated her with? The modern woman can be a frightening creature.
いいか、信じるなマユリ。あいつは天才だが、こういうことに関してはただの妄想垂れ流し厨房ですから。
そうなの？
ああ、だからその。
Yes, we're just gonna ignore these stupid rules.
安心していいぞ。
Lol. She was like seriously worried about kissing before their date. Mayuri seemed to calm down a little. But then she frowned and looked concerned.
どうしよう。安心したら、
She looked around and blushed. I drew her head closer to mine, and I kissed her this time. It was a longer, gentler kiss than the last one.
これでいいか。
Mayuri looked away from me as if trying to hide. I couldn't see her face, but I'm positive that she's bright red. It was so cute that I couldn't help but stroke her hair again. It was then that I hear her say something very quietly.
まゆしね。おかりんのこと大好きだよ。これからもずっと大好きだよ。
ああ。俺も好きだ。
It cut him off. Then we kissed for a third time. The star in Mayuri's hand glittered with the light of the disappearing sunset. Ending credits? Ending credits? Oh, no. Festival time! Okay. How cute they are. The next evening, the lab members and I are attending the festival at the Yanabayashi Shrine. Because this festival was held in cooperation with the local businesses, it was a lot bigger than I expected, with lots of different stalls. The smells of grilled squid, yakisoba, okonomiyaki, skewered beef, and grilled chicken were pervasive, constantly making me hungry for just one more snack. Ladies in colorful yukata were walking around with carrying prizes and goldfish that they won from the assorted attractions. Everything felt so festive and summery. The lab mems were running to and fro, looking at the different stalls. However, in the midst of all this fun, Mayuri was missing. It seemed that she was still talking things over with her family.
あんた何？勢いでプロポーズしちゃったわけ？
すごいすごい。
Oh my god. This should have been a hentai game, but there's a mod for it. You can always turn to the hentai doujinshis, okay? There's fanfics for that kind of stuff, so Steins is not a hentai, so I can see the potential there, but it'll never be a hentai.
女子高生になんてことしやがるんだお。この犯罪者。
人聞きの悪いこと言うな。
They asked me about what happened yesterday, and I might have provided slightly too much detail.
大体そのプロポーズしたわけではない。
はあ？死ぬまで人質だなんて女の子はそう思うに決まってんでしょ。
間違いなくそう解釈する。
いや、それはだな。
はあ、ちょっと背中を押してあげただけで盛り上がりすぎ。どんだけ恋愛経験少ないのって感じだわ。
DT 丸出しだな。
お前らに言われたくないわ。この妄想大好きコンビが。
コンビってこいつと一緒にすんな。
Kudisu pointed at Dado with a look of disgust.
コンビに見える？やっぱそうかな、オカリン。
Wait, delusional duo?
なんでそこで嬉しそうな顔をするんだ。
Oh, them
です
too.
ね、僕マキセ氏について最近思ったことがあるのです。
何よ。
僕とマキセ氏割と相性いいんじゃね？
No! Don't pair them up together.
バカ言うな。誰があんたなんかと。
うわ、ツンデレの上等句きたー。
Ah,
ツンデレじゃね
tsundere.
え。本気で嫌がってるのがわからんのか。
Oh my god, she's totally a tsundere. Bloody nosy. Oh, because he imagines like everything as being really lewd. Classic hentai trope. And he agreed when she said he'd have to marry her, or that she would have to marry him. Yeah, because he was saying forever be together, right?
最近の流行りはツンが9でデレが1です。
デレがいい。小惑星アポフィスが秋葉を直撃することがあってもあんたには絶
Oh, there's an explanation for the Apophis name here. Tips list. Asteroid Apophis. An asteroid that is believed to have a possibility of colliding with the Earth in 2036. It was first identified in 2004, and as of 2010, it has been calculated to have an impact probability of 1 in 250,000. In the event that it hit Earth, the energy unleashed would be equal to 510 megatons of TNT, completely obliterating an area the size of France. Both NASA and Russia are looking into potential ways of preventing such an impact. Really? 2036. When is that? That's gonna be in like 15 years. 15 years? Oh my god. Isn't it? Wait, I hope it hits my house. I was gonna say, isn't that like the plot to what's that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal in it? The really dark movie. I'll be 50. Jesus, I'll be old. Yeah, I'll be old too. My son will have been will be an adult by then. He'll be an adult by then. Oh, I hope that they figure it out. Otherwise, it looks like we only have 15 more years to go before almost the end of the world. Well, it just says it's gonna obliterate the area the size of France, which is pretty fucking big. I would imagine an impact, if it did happen to impact and take out that much landmass, it would probably have very devastating effects on the, you know, climates and everything on Earth. You'll be an adult. Relieved that I'm no longer the center of attention, I look toward the entrance to the shrine. The debris and such would affect tons. Yes, that debris. Yeah, it'd be like the cloud dust that would cover the earth probably. Would probably prevent anything from growing over time, I guess. Isn't that kind of like what happened with the dinosaurs? Isn't that what happened to the dinosaurs? Like a meteor kind of like killed them off? Because like dust clouds like popped up and then like just killed everything off, all life. I literally corrected myself. I say debris just to be funny. I know how to pronounce debris. If her discussion with her family went well, Mayuri was going to join us here. We'd planned to meet up at the entrance to the shrine under the Torii Gate, but she's not here yet. I checked my phone. No missed calls. I literally said it right. You should pay attention. Jesus. Yesterday we went to Mayuri's house together. Her parents and I have known each other for a long time, and they come to treat me like a son. However, moving is a serious family matter, and I wasn't sure if they would be willing to hear me out. I said it wrong the first time, and then I corrected myself afterwards. Well, I wasn't correcting myself, I was just being funny. Based on the way you said it. No, I've said Debris before. I've said things like Debris or Quesadilla or what's another word I usually like do on purpose. Yes, I said Debris twice. Now, you know what? I'm gonna say Debris from now on. Debris. Jalapenos, yep. Jalapenos, so, you know. But I was ready to get on my knees and beg, whatever it took to convince them not to take Mayuri away. Much to my own surprise, it was Mayuri's actions that stunned me most. I know how much she loves her parents, and I doubt she's ever gone against their wishes even once in her life. Take this whole moving thing, for example. She kept trying to put herself in the shoes of her parents, who were undoubtedly worried about leaving their beloved daughter behind. She was struggling with it up until the very end. But even so, she stood in front of her parents and said,
私、東京に残りたい。わがままなのはわかってるけど、お願いお父さん、お母さん、私を東京に残らせてください。
I'm sure I pronounce tons of things wrong, like, just because I have no awareness of like how the language is pronounce certain things. So every language has different rules. Like what's one that I always get wrong? Like gyros. I know that's wrong. Is it euros or something like that? So yeah, it's like there's lots of words I do say wrong. Then she deeply bowed her head. That was all she could do. Her lips were pursed and her hands were shaking. I spoke honestly to them and then bowed right next to her. Mayuri's parents seemed conflicted about what we told them, but they promised us that they would talk things over again.
で、どうなの？その、マユリがこっちに残れる可能性は？
わからない。が、希望がないわけじゃない。あの後、マユリに聞いた話なんだが、どうもクラス担任が転校に難色を示しているらしい。こんな中途半端な時期に転校したら、マユリのためにならないってな。
僕だって嫌です。マユリちゃんがクラスからいなくなるなんて。
Lukuka spoke as if he were the one who had to transfer to another school. He really does care about his friends.
あと、マユリの言っていた親戚のおばさんというのが、まあおばさんといってもまだ30代で独身生活を謳歌している OL らしいが。
In her 30s, oh, that's a pretty young aunt. Sup, coffee burb, I see you lurking. Not everyone can afford travel, how would they know to study everything? Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of things that you don't know, right? So, I wouldn't be super judgy about it. Let's not be judgy. Let's be accepting and who cares?
そのおばさん
Who
は
honestly cares?
とてもマユリを可愛がっていてな。
Let's
ぜ
all
ひ
just
一緒に
get
暮らしたい
along
と言ってくれてるそうだ。
and have fun. She actually insisted on being a part of the Sheena family's discussion today.
なるほどね。少なくとも絶望的じゃないわけか。
ああ。
But will her family let her stay? I don't know if I can be optimistic about that. We all thought about Mayuri and fell silent.
でも、まあ、ここで考え込んでても仕方ないわ。なるようにしかならないんじゃない？
Kurisu patted my back. I guess she's trying to cheer me up.
その通りだにゃ。結果がわかるまでの間、何か気晴らしでもしてた方がいいにゃ、今日も。
気晴らしか。そうだな。
I looked around, and something caught my eye.
そうだ。クリスティーナも勝負の約束をしていたな。
ああ、射的ね。
My eye had settled on the target shooting stall. It's a simple old-fashioned game where you use an air gun loaded with a cork to shoot whatever prize you're interested in. I can hear the pop-pop of people playing. Enjoy your lurk, Retro. We'll enjoy the night and worry about it when we get more news about Mayuri, they all say. Yeah, I mean, why not? They're at a festival, they should have some fun. Ferris pointed at a box containing a metal upa in the middle of the shooting range. I think I have something like this. Upa is the fictional animal that serves as the mascot of the incredibly popular anime Rai Net Kakeru. Upa plushies and capsule toys are popular with kids and adults alike, and the rare ones often fetch ridiculous prices on online auction sites. And one of the rarest is the metal capsule toy, Metal Upa.
Yosh, Christina yo. 勝負と行こう。あれをゲットした方が勝者だ。
望むところよ。
We stood right in front of the shooting stall.
ほほ、やる気満々の勇者たちがやってきたね。
Wait, this person sounds like
でも、黄金のメタルウーパは簡単には渡さないよ、岡部倫太郎。
This person sounds like Suzuha, the same voice actress for Suzuha.
何?
Is this even possible? Why does this guy know my name? No, could it be that the shooting game stall is being run by the organization? Oh wait, I bet you it is Suzuha herself.
それじゃあまず金を出しな。一人15発で300円だ。
She's not even disguised or anything.
ってお前バイト戦士でもないか
やっと気づいた?
Suzuha smiled at us from inside the stall.
何してるの? 見ての通り、バイトだよ。
That's our part-time warrior, able to find work in the most unlikely of places.
この店のおっちゃん、ブラウン管工房の店長と旧知みたいでさ。
Oh no, it's not. No, it's not a guy. It was clearly, I recognized it. It was Suzuha's voice.
あ、ちなみにインチキ臭い店じゃないからね。
Whoops.
あ、ちなみにインチキ臭い店じゃないからね。安心して楽しむといいよ。
It's on the up and up.
安心して楽しむといいよ。
She told us this while handing us the cork bullets.
でさ、岡部倫太郎、椎名真由里は?
Suzuha was worried about Mayuri too, so I gave her a brief explanation of what was going on.
そっか。じゃあ、黄金のメタルウーパ、彼女のために絶対に取ってあげなきゃいけないね。箱の左下、少し潰れてバランスが悪くなってるから。
She's giving him tips! Rigged. Suzuha whispered to me and smiled. Then I got to work.
まったく、ほんとへったくそね、あんた。
Lol.
人のこと言えんだろう、貴様も。
Roughly 30 minutes later, Kurisu and I stood holding objects that couldn't be further away from the metal upa. I held a pen of dubious quality with a print of a swimsuit-clad woman on it, and Kurisu held a fan of dubious quality with a print of a swimsuit-clad man on it. The lab mems pooled their money and spent 2,000 yen on corks, and these were all we had to show for it. Oh no, they spent $20 on it.
これ、一応マユリにプレゼントしとく?
These are the worst gifts.
できるか?
また来てよね。待ってるよ。
二度と来るものか?
We gave up on the gold metal upa and handed the air guns to the next customer.
それにしてもまゆりちゃん遅いですね。
ああ、そうだな。
やっぱり話し合いがうまくいってないのかしら。ああ、ごめん。ほらほら、しっかりしろだにゃ、トゥーマ。
そうだ、おみくじありませんか？
おみくじ？
はい、困った時の神頼みです。
Oops, I didn't mean to open it. Quit being pessimistic. Well, Lukako said this while looking over at the shrine's office. I feel kind of strange asking the gods for help, even if the lady, young man at the shrine is encouraging me to.
さ、どうぞ、京馬さん。
Lukako presented me with a red box filled with fortunes. I face the box and raise my left hand. My right arm has an evil power, so I can't allow it to touch anything sacred.
神に愛されし我が左の飼いなよ。いいよいいよ。お前の秘めたる力を見せる時が来た。今こそその力で我に定めのカードを示すがいい。
めんどくさいな。あんたが使えてんだからさっさと引け。
まったくだお。
めんどくさいとはなんだ。
I stuck my hand in the box, wrestled around, and pulled out an envelope. Then I opened it. Kurisu and the others drew their fortunes and started reading.
私中吉だわ。
That's not bad.
大吉にゃ。
That's pretty good.
僕も大吉だお。
That's good for him too. That seems very neutral. Delayed.
岡部さんはどうでしたか？岡部さん？
大。
はい？何です？
もしかして今日のも大吉かにゃ。
それは良かったですね。これできっと。
大凶だ。
Oh no, great curse. That's the worst one to get. Uh-oh. You better... So I think traditionally you're supposed to tie off any like bad, like cursed kind of like fortunes to a
すべて悪し。
spiritual tree.
待ち人来たらず。
Yeah, I didn't know there was a delayed one. That sounds kind of weird. Everything turns out bad? Oh no. That's like the worst fortune you could get.
もう一回引いてください。
Oh no, let's
そ
just
んな適
waste
当な
more
おみくじがあ
money.
るか。
だってうちのおみくじは当たらないことで有名なんですよ。
Then if they're inaccurate, then doesn't that mean that it could also be inaccurate about the good stuff?
気持ちはありがたいが天罰が下りそうなことを言うなよ。
ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい。
もういいルカ子。これもまたシュタインズゲートの選択なのだ。L、サイ、コングルー。
I smiled at Lukaku and sat down on the stone steps. I sighed and looked at my toes. Everyone's trying to cheer me up. They're all joking around, trying to put a smile on my face. I really feel bad about bringing them down, but I'm also grateful that I have such good friends. Still, thinking about that only makes me sigh. I feel like my heart is being pricked with thorns, and it's eating away at me. Mayuri, are you okay? Are you crying? Do you need help? It's frustrating that I can't be with her at a time like this. I just feel completely helpless.
おい、岡部倫太郎。
I looked up to see Suzuha yelling at me from her stall. I couldn't hear what she was saying over the crowd, but then I noticed she was pointing at something. I was going to stand up and talk to her, but Kurisu suddenly said, "Oh."
ちょっと岡部。
いいから早く立つのだぜオカリン。
だからな。
おみくじやっぱり当たりませんでしたよ。
待ち人来たらずが聞いて呆れるにゃ。
Everyone's looking over at the Torii in tears. Their faces are all lit up with joy. I stood up and looked towards the gate. That's... There's no doubt about it. Oh boy, that was really loud. Mayuri runs towards us. Through the crowds of the festival darting in between visitors, she heads straight for us.
おいおい、バカだな。浴衣なのにあまり走るなよ。
Mayuri was smiling. That smile told us everything. From now on, Mayuri will be at my side, just as she's always been.
Mayuri!
Mayuri jumped towards me. I caught her and held her tightly in my... I tried to catch her, but the momentum of her jump knocked me completely over. She pays it no mind and continues to hold on to me. It was like kind of a dog greeting an odor it hasn't seen in a while.
落ち着け、まゆり。場所を考えろ。自分の格好も考えろ。
Suddenly realizing that her yukata was coming loose, Mayuri sprang up. I really like her yukata. Yeah, I like the blue color. She fixes her clothes nervously.
いきなり押し倒されるとは思わなかったぞ。
She's also pretty athletic, so I'm not surprised she knocked him down. When I tried to stagger to my feet, Mayuri blushed and lent me a hand.
違うんだよ。ちょっとはしゃいでみたの。
ちょっとどころじゃなかったわね、今のは。
まゆしってば大胆だにゃ。
いじめないでよ、クリスちゃん、フェリスちゃん。
まゆしまゆし、今のセリフ実はもっといじめてほしいって感じでゆりっぽくお願いします。
黙れ、ド変態。
うわ、また一つクリスタンルートのフラグが立ったのだぜ。
だから絶対に出れないっつっとろうが。でもまゆりちゃんいいな。僕もこんな声をしてみたい。
ルカ君まで。もうまゆしは恥ずかしいのです。
What? What are you confused about, Daru? Or why did I call you Daru? Because I saw Daru in the chat. Coffee. Well, what are you confused about? Wow. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you Daru. I'm sorry. You were not Daru. Whether because she was the center of attention or because she ran here, Mighty was so red it seemed like her cheeks would give off steam. She fanned herself with her hands. Love, huh? For a moment I thought to complain about what Lukako said as I normally would, but I stopped myself. The mad scientist who rains chaos and fear upon the world, Hyo and Kyoma, has no need for such trifles as love or affection. But as far as Okabe Rintaro is concerned, they might be kinda nice. At least, I think so.
ね、オカリ。
どうした？
実はね、
なんだ。はっきり言ってみろ。
お父さんが高校を卒業するまで東京にいてもいいって言ってくれたんだ。
そっか。よかったな。
でもね、大学は札幌の学校にしなさいって。おばさんの家にずっといるのは迷惑だろうって。
Compromise for college. It makes sense. It's only natural for Mayuri's parents to think that way.
だからね、まゆし、思わず言っちゃったのです。
Uh-oh.
何を
Mayuri mumbled awkwardly, but I knew what she said just by looking at her. I remembered what my father had told her, that she was welcome to move in with us. At that time I panicked. I remember wondering what the hell he was thinking. But now I'm really glad he offered. That's right, Mayuri can stay by my side. Ooh, under the same roof. Yeah, because hey, his dad offered, right? So how can he walk back on that offer, you know? How many games does Steins Gate have? There's Steins Gate, and then I'm trying to think about the order, but I guess not in order, not in this order. Steins Gate Elite, Steins Gate Linear Bound, Phenagram, Steins Gate My Darling's Embrace, which is this one that I'm playing, Steins Gate 0, and I believe that's it for all. Oh no, I think there may be a Steins Gate 8-bit story or something, but that's exclusive to like Switch or something, so I don't have access to that game. Yeah, there are quite a few. I think that's all of them. I'm not entirely sure if that's all of them. I mean, I listed the ones that I have access to, so on PC and Steam. And then they're kind of actually part of the same umbrella of what's called the Sci-Fi adventure games. So Chaos Child and Chaos Head, Also, Robotic Notes is also part of that as well. So I plan on playing Robotic Notes after that, or after Steins Gate 0. Are majority of them on Steam? I do believe so. A lot of them are. All the ones I have streamed so far are all on Steam, so you can pick them up on Steam. And sup, Toot-doo-doo, Vegeta, how you doing, man? I want her here with me.
Hmm?
Are you planning on looking into playing these games?
Huh?
I'd say it's worth it.
汚い家だが、お前の部屋くらいなんとかしてやろう。
It's got a great story.
大歓迎だろうしな。
It's got a great story, and the cast of characters is fantastic. So all these, even the side stories, have been like really enjoyable to play through. Yeah, it's been floating in my mind. Okay, yeah. So even if so there's the Steins Gate series, and then beyond that, there's also other series. So they have like very light kind of crossovers. They kind of sort of exist in the same world, but they're kind of like a separate story. But I've seen like slight crossovers happen with them, so it's kind of neat.
ただし、この法院教魔が世界に混沌をもたらすという偉業を成し遂げるまでは、あくまでも居候だ。親父に乗せられて変な勘違いはするなよ。ちなみにその先は、まあその時になったら考えてやらなくもないがな。
For me, visual novels are more enjoyable when I'm watching someone else play them. Well, I'm glad that I could play this game for you then, Vegeta. Mayuri opened her eyes wide, her jaw drops as she stares at me. For particular detail. Oh, about the getting married. Mayuri's face turned rose red as she shyly wiggled her body a little.
どうした？
勘違いはオカリンだよ。
What was she getting at, and why did he mistake it? Oh, maybe she didn't say that she was gonna stay with him. He assumed that.
マユシーはね、お父さんにラボに居候させてもらうって。
Oh wow, at the lab.
何？
The lab mems eavesdropping on us burst out laughing at my shock. Realizing that I had made an embarrassing mistake, I quickly tried to talk them all down.
やめろ！笑うな貴様ら！呪われるぞ！この右腕の魔力がついに覚醒の時を迎え、暗黒の想念がお前らの上に呪いの炎を降らせるぞ！だから笑うな！
Your reading does make it better. Aw, thank you, Cass. I appreciate that. But this does little to stem their wholehearted laughter. I stared at them with fire in my eyes and cursed them, but it didn't feel all that bad. I have friends that I can joke it around with, and Mayuri by my side. I want this to last forever.
ここはひとまず戦略的撤退だ!
I took Mayuri's hand and began to run away. Aw, this is a nice picture. Bam.
ご結婚おめでとう。
Lol, Kurisu.
好きには呼んでにゃ。
子供の名前はぜひ黒猫たんにしてほしいよ。
Kuroneko-tan?
やめんか貴様ら!
The voices of our friends following us, Mayuri and I run away.
オカリン、どこ行くの？
どこでもいいぞ。お前の好きなところへ行ってやる。
せっかく来たんだからお祭りをいっぱい見たいよ。
It's like they're running away from the festival.
わかった。今日は何でもおごってやろう。
Oh, maybe not.
本当？嬉しいな。
Just running away from their friends.
その後、
あ、どこへ行きたい？
Mayuri flashed me her usual gentle smile.
ラボがいい。ジューシー唐揚げナンバーワンを温めて、それからみんなとゆっくりお話がしたいのです。
And of course, I know how to answer.
よし、いいだろう。俺もちょうどそう思っていたところだ。
Don't leave us hanging. I already know how to answer, and then There you go. I think there's gonna be a little more after the credits. They usually put something more after the credits. Owari! Owari! So is he dating Mayuri? Yes, and that route was Mayuri's. That's why my stream title is titled Mayuri's Route. So we got to chase after each girl in this game specifically. Steins Gate, I think you can sort of do that to some degree. And you get to explore the different endings. But yeah, in the original Steins Gate story, eventually you work your way up to the true ending, right? Which was about saving both Kurisu and Mayuri, right? The two girls who are kind of, I guess, the highlight of his love interests. I didn't know I recognized the word clap, yeah. Yes, clap is a command. I like how the main protagonist is left ambiguous, yet has a married voice. Wait, what are you talking about? He's not actually ambiguous. He's actually a character that introduces you. They introduce you to the story. His name is Okabe Rintaro. You get to see him all the time. He's not actually an ambiguous character like I know some visual novels will actually they do actually show his face. There's some illustrations that show his face, like in the photo shoot, they would show his face and stuff. Yeah, really. He's not supposed to be like a ambiguous protagonist, but I do know that some visual novels will structure the story that way, so it feels like you are the main character, and like you can even name the character yourself and stuff like that. But no, Okabe is not meant to be like a ambiguous character that you play. He's very much his own character that we get to like, but you get to see the story from his eyes, I guess. For the most part, because he's the one that has the powers of reading Steiner, which is the ability to be able to see changes across the alternate timelines. So whenever he kind of like time leaps, he's the only one who has any realization that time has changed. I've only played a few visual novels. I haven't really honestly played a lot. I probably played a lot more on stream, really, if anything. Time leaps, yeah. You'd have to refer back to Steins Gate. I'd actually recommend watching the anime, or you can watch my Steins Gate Elite playthrough, which is up on Twitch or on also YouTube. Didn't know we were playing Quantum Leap. Yeah. No, they actually do invent a time traveling machine. Stardust Duplet. Duplet? I don't know how to pronounce that. That was the achievement. So I don't think I got 100% because I think I need to check through. I think I have to play through the game to like unlock all the wait. My Darling's Embrace? What is this achievement? I also said never mind. Did I get all the achievements? Oh no, saw all the endings. Okay, so I got all the endings. So now my achievements for this game are mostly phone triggers. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do all the phone triggers. I had to go through all the game again and trying to find all the different phone messages. That's the tricky part. Enki, do you get the Quantum Leap reference? Kind of. Not really. Maybe not. Probably not. And the last one was Nekopara. I played Nekopara. I guess he wouldn't normally have a voice if he was ambiguous. Yeah. Well, not necessarily, but yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's a sci-fi show from the late 80s. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I know about Quantum Leap, that show. I've never watched it though. Which storyline was your favorite? I would actually honestly have to say I liked Mayuri's, but it was a little one like the very extremely sappy end. Does someone Coffee Bird just subscribed to my YouTube channel? Thank you. I still need to fix that. Jesus. I always forget about fixing that notification. He gets into some pretty funny situation because he's a different person every time. In what? In this story? Yeah, I didn't know that my YouTube was connected to the what's it, Streamlabs. This Streamlabs, so I never configured that, so that's probably why it's using like the stock stuff. That's why. It's about a guy who gets lost in time and he leaps around trying to find his way back to his time. It's pretty good. Okay. It's in the 80s. I don't know if I can watch this. Didn't know it could be connected. Yeah, I didn't know that either, so I must have like inadvertently connected it somehow. But anyways, that's it. That was all I had planned for this stream. That took only 2.5 hours. Jesus, so this would have taken like 2.5 more hours yesterday. And it was already pretty late. So I would have been up like till 4 or something. I don't know, doing it. Stream Elements also has functionality for YouTube now. It's had that for a long time. I just did not know I had it connected, that's all. Well, the people see him as someone else, but to himself, he's himself until he looks into a mirror. Quantum Leap. Oh, okay, Quantum Leap, I see. The concept sounds kind of similar, because like with the time leap concept in Steins Gate, they're basically sending like D-mails to their past self, and they're basically answering the calls, and then they're transferring their memories into themselves. So they're transferring the memories of their current selves into their past selves, so it's like they're time leaping with knowledge that came from the future, you know what I mean? So that's how time leaping works in this series. Thank you. I was saying Stream Elements, not stream. Oh, okay, sorry. Streamlabs, Stream Elements. I know, those are similar. They just introduced expanded YouTube functionality, but Streamlabs has had it for a long time. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have any experience with Stream Elements. I've stuck with Streamlabs because it's like easy. Easy. I've set it up and I've just kind of mostly forgotten it. But anywho, yeah. I think I will try and 100% this game, but I don't think I want to do that on stream, so we're gonna probably just call it here. We're gonna call it here. So yeah, thank you guys. Let's play some chill-ass music. Yeah. 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It's not bad. It's not a bad run. Let's see who we can raid tonight. Anyone streaming? Is there anybody Is there anybody streaming Steins Gate? Except for me. Nobody ever streams visual novels. Yeah, nobody's currently live. Except for me. Bye, Vivi. Who should I You know what? Let's say hello to Darkheart. He's playing some Dead by Daylight right now. You guys can enjoy some spoops with him. He's a cool fellow small streamer, so he's one of the first he was actually one of the first streamers who raided me, so a little bit of a fun fact there. Night. Oh, I wonder if he's playing the new Resident Evil chapter for DVD. I don't know. I have no idea. I just know he plays a lot of DVD. I don't have much knowledge about DVD. I don't play it. But yeah. Have a good night, guys, or a great rest of your day wherever you guys are in the world. And I will see you guys in the next stream. I promised that I would go back to Bloodborne after I finish this, so I finished this, so that's gonna have to happen. I might also start a new game. I don't know what I want to start. I might either start... I don't know. I'll see. I see. I'm kind of tempted to start Subnautica, Below Zero. I've been itching to play that one. But we'll see. We'll see. It'll be a surprise. But anywho, see you guys. I'll see you guys next time.